In fact, all through the Bible, God reveals himself as a fire. He appears to Moses in the burning bush and says, I have seen the tears of my people. Trust me. He comes to Elijah. You remember the chariot of fire? Do you remember the covenant he made with Abraham when he was the stove moving in and out of the covenant sacrifice with Abram? He's the pillar of fire. Whenever the people need to know where to go, God led them. He led them during the day as a pillar of cloud, and He led them at night as a pillar of fire. God wanted them to trust Him, to follow Him, to know where to head. And there He was, the pillar of fire. Wherever they saw the pillar, they knew that's where God was. He calls Himself a consuming fire, because in this pillar was everything they needed. His justice, His faithfulness, His power, His direction. When the pillar moved, they moved. When the pillar stopped, they stopped. But to be near the fire was to be near the very presence of God. Well, that consuming fire, the purity of God, the beauty of His holiness is going to boil over at the end of time. Because God has been waiting. He's been saying, not yet. I'm not going to take care of suffering and evil yet. But soon, at the end of time, the wickedness of mankind, the evil, the patience of God finally begins to wear out as He says all those prayers of all those folks saying, what about the evil, God? When are you going to do something about this? And the injustice of the world begins to boil over. And God says at that moment, as it all begins to boil over, He has a promise that you and I can hold on to. And here's what that promise is. In Isaiah chapter 43, God said that He has taken care of the ultimate fire of our lives. And if we allow Him to wash us, to cleanse us by the forgiveness of Jesus Christ, then we can handle fire, it says, and will not be burned. He's talking about the ultimate fire that can burn our souls. You see, when Jesus defeated death, He defeated the final fire of destruction so that we could trust in God. Trust in God, no matter what we would face. Because the worst the world could do to us would be to kill us. And we know for sure we have a resurrection in life in Jesus Christ.